my fantastic brushes, I am Dani and welcome to a new video of our Procreate tutorial course. In this video number 6, we are going to see some basic of the use of color to master these concepts well before entering what is digital drawing itself. So let's get to work. First, we have the tones that are born from the different colors. The primary colors, as we know, correspond to yellow, red, and blue. And if we use the finger tool, we will be able to discover the secondary colors that exist from the mixtures of these colors. For example, by mixing yellow and red, we will obtain the orange color. By mixing blue and red, we will obtain the purple or purple color. And by mixing blue and yellow, we will obtain the green color. If we mix a primary color with a secondary color, we will obtain the so-called tertiary color. Also, the temperature of the color is going to allow us to generate different effects, because if they release, we have warm colors or hot colors and cold colors, which can be visualized better if we make a dividing a line that is located where all colors begin to have a blue dyes or dyes on one side and a red on the other. As far as color brightness is concerned, color or also as it called color value, this is usually separated into three main brightness lines with three variations each. The first is high brightness or light colors. The second is medium brightness or medium colors, and the third is low brightness or dark colors, so that you can build your range of colors and draw from this the colors to build a palette with colors that identify yourself or your style of illustration. What is done is to choose a color, and from this you can gradually decrease the brightness of the colors. Saturation is another aspect of color that is interesting to discuss in this tutorial. As we previously realized, the brightness of color is worked in a vertical plane. Now the color saturation is worked in a horizontal plane. What works in the saturation of the color is the intensity of a color. For example, if we choose any color and in the classic view of Procreate colors, we decrease this parameter that is a saturation. We are going to be decreasing the intensity with which the color we choose at the beginning is expressed. So the properties of color that we have seen is that each color has a brightness that moves in a vertical plane and saturations that moves in a horizontal plane, and also the tones of the colors are born from the primary and secondary colors that we had seen at the beginning of the video. Within the theory of color, we have the combinations. The color combinations are very important when we build our color palette because they allow us to make our color palette more harmonious. This is a chromatic wheel that has a tertiary colors with their variations of brightness and saturations. The first way to use color according to this is to create a monochromatic color palette where we will only work with one color and the only thing that we change will be the brightness and saturations. Then we can work with a palette of colors created on the basis of complementary colors, that is to say colors that in the chromatic wheel are one in front of the other. We can also build a palette of color based on a triad, that is, they are colors that are born from the chromatic wheel, forming a triangle on it, where each one of the vertices will determine the color that we are going to use. Another way to build a color palette is with analogous colors, that is 3 or 5 colors that are side by side in this way. We can also use an analog triad, which is similar to the triad we said earlier, but this time we will not use the color that is directly opposite, but we will use the colors that are on sides of that color in front. And finally, we find the complementary double palette, which is created from colors that are born from the chromatic wheel, forming a square on it, where each of the vertices will determine the color we are going to use. Well, my fantastic brushes, and this has been all the explanation of the theory of color applied in Procreate. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and activate the bell notification to see all my videos. Remember that I upload videos every Monday on YouTube, and Patreon can see all the content that I upload here with viewer privileges, receive gifts, exclusive resources, and feel closer by chatting on Discord in the Fantastic Brushes community. So if you haven't become my Patreon, in the link below and enjoy all the exclusive content. If you have any doubt or suggestion, you can leave it here below in the comments. And if you want to see the equipment I use to record my videos, you can check it in the description box. Give like to the video and share it in your social networks so that we be a bigger and more beautiful community of fantastic brushes that enjoy illustration. See you in the next video. Bye!